Try to excuse the fact that I look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I've been working out in the heat around the house trying to get a few, summer projects done. And from wiping the sweat constantly, I gave myself a little red rash, tore the skin off. But anyway, now that I've pointed that out, if you didn't notice it, try not to stare at it the entire time. And if you do feel inclined to do so, just do it now. See, look, it's right there. It's a big red mark right here. Just look at it. Enjoy it. Stay tuned. Hola, fragrance family. My name is Joshua, and this, if you haven't already heard about it, is ScentSense. To all my loyal subscribers who painstakingly come back each and every time my video is released, to you people, the good people, the sensations of the world, salute. And to all you new people who are checking out the channel, maybe for the very first time, and you maybe haven't made up your mind yet, and you're still on the fence, just click subscribe. That way you don't even have to think about it. Just, click subscribe, bing, ring the bell, done. You don't even have to think about it. See that? I solved problems. Today we'll be talking about 10 fragrances from the designer world that are cheap, but are also perfect for the months of summer. Now you may be wondering, what do I consider to be cheap? Cheap to me is anything under $40 that you could buy off of FragranceNet with a coupon code. Disclaimer, not the 30% that's automatically given to you, but the 37% that you can get. If I can find the code, I'll put it somewhere on the screen. If not, guys, it's out there. Just look. Starting off the list at number 10 is a fragrance that I will be wearing to bed. Yes, to bed. This is a fragrance that for me gives me relief. It makes me feel comfortable. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders because it's so clean, it's so relaxing, and honestly, I'm surprised that I'm just now getting my hands on this. This is the perfect quintessential, for me, bedtime fragrance. The fragrance we're talking about is Mugler's Cologne. Mugler Cologne is exactly as it sounds. It's a cologne, it's a fresh scent. It's got a really soapy vibe. From what I understand, when Mugler made this, he decided he wanted to make something that smelled like a soap that he found in a fancy hotel room. It's clean, it's inviting, it's cheap, it's easy to wear, and you can just spray, and it just doesn't get old, guys. If you're looking for something that's gonna be a clean, fast, easy to grab fragrance that's gonna make you feel relaxed in the summer heat, this is a perfect one. Again, at number 10, Mugler's Cologne. At number 9 is a fragrance that started off pineapple in fragrances in the designer world. Maybe it didn't start off pineapple, but it made it super popular. It was probably the most popular fragrance when I was in high school, and then Acqua di Gio came out and destroyed it. But before that, this tin can masterpiece was a fantastic fragrance to have, and pretty much everyone was rocking it. If you haven't guessed it by now, you're not as old as I am. The fragrance we're talking about from Liz Claiborne at number 9 is Curve. Curve is pineapple, fresh, musky fragrance. No, it doesn't smell like the other popular pineapple fragrance known as Aventus. This smells like Curve. There's no other way to say it. Nothing else really smells like this. This is a perfect fragrance if you're a younger guy. It is quite old, but it's not super dated. I think that this can be pulled off very easily in today's climate and in today's social environment. If you're looking for something that's super dirt cheap that you can buy a huge bottle of and you can spray until you can't spray anymore, this one will be an easy grab. At number 9, a classic for us OGs, Curve. Of course, the main purpose of Cheapies lists is for people to be able to find some fragrances, some gems that they could grab on the low. But it's also, in my opinion, a great list for younger guys who are getting into the hobby, or guys who are looking for a fresh fragrance or a fragrance they can wear in a younger crowd. These fragrances all will be something like that, but this one right here is maybe kinda far-fetched for a younger guy, but I think it's perfect for a suit and tie. This is the kind of fragrance I think you would wear to the office. This is the kind of fragrance I think you would wear to like maybe a board meeting or something where you just want to kind of step it up, but you don't want to be overbearing, but you want to smell good and you want to smell like you're not 6. The fragrance we're talking about from the house of Calvin Klein at number 8 is Euphoria. Not to be confused with its female counterpart, Euphoria for women, this fragrance is definitely masculinity at its finest. I won't say at its finest, let's scratch that. It's definitely a great masculine scent. This is something that's going to be easy to wear if you're wearing something kind of dressy, even if it's just a button down, or maybe you're wearing some slacks, maybe you're going on a little dinner date, or maybe like a lunch meeting. This would be a really good one to grab. This is something that you can grab for dirt cheap, and for what it is, it's really good. I really enjoy wearing this one to work. I've actually received compliments and was told by some of the ladies that I work with that I smelled like a gentleman. I smelled more mature, which I thought was really funny because that's kind of what I was going for with this. Enough rambling, guys. At number 8 from the house of Calvin Klein, Euphoria for men. Next up is a fragrance from the house of AZZARO. It's from the Chrome line, the never-ending line of flankers. No, it's not one of the new ones, and no, it's not the ones that are more popular. This is the one that I think a lot of people let fly under the radar. This is probably my favorite from the line. It's got a little more fruitiness to it. It's also got a little bit of a powdery nature to it. It's often compared to a couple really expensive fragrances. I think one of them is called Montauk from Bond number 9. The fragrance we're talking about from the house of AZZARO is Chrome's United. Clearly you can tell this is an AZZARO Chrome bottle, but this is not the originator, this is United. United's got a little more fruity nature to it. It doesn't have that sharp metallic nature from the original. It has a little more powderiness to it. It's often compared to, as I said before, Montauk from Bond number 9. It's a really great fragrance for what you pay for. It's not a world changer. It's not gonna be something that's super different and set apart. It's gonna have kind of a shower gel vibe with a little bit of a powdery nature, but this is something that's gonna make you seem a little different in the super saturated world of the new style of blue craze with a crap ton of ambroxan. If you're looking for something that's super cheap but smells super pleasant and will probably get you some compliments, especially if you're younger, from the house of AZZARO, Chrome's United. At number 6 is a blind buy. It's from a clothing designer. This fragrance I picked up at Burlington on a whim, was with the wife, she was shopping, and I couldn't help it. It was like 12 bucks. It was on clearance. It's normally like 25 bucks there. It's not bad at all. This is literally the quintessential fragrance I would suggest to a younger guy in his mid to late 20s. This is the kind of fragrance that you can literally have as your only fragrance, and you're not gonna smell like every single other fragrance from clothing lines. And when I say that, you're not gonna smell like Abercrombie Fitch Fierce. You're not gonna smell like all the other fragrances from Hollister. You're not gonna smell like a guy who bought Aeropostale's latest fragrance. You're gonna smell slightly unique in a very synthetic world. At number 6, Hollister Wave. It's a kind of cool bottle. It's got like a twisted nature, almost like someone grabbed the bottle and twisted it. Of course, I can't twist glass. Can't do it. Probably would break if I found the strength, the Herculean strength to twist this. But nevertheless, this is going to be great for summertime, especially if you're a younger guy. This right here is a great, easy to reach for summer fragrance. It's got a dash of maturity, it's got a little bit of a musky nature, but it's got a lot more of these fresh, watery and fruity notes. I mean, let's just call it what it is, guys. It's a synthetic fragrance from a place that makes synthetic fragrances because it's a clothing line place. But it's pleasant, it's people-pleasing, and when it comes to cheapies, you're not trying to change the world. This one right here is definitely gonna work for you. The fruity notes in this really come alive as it wears on your skin, especially in the summer heat. I've worn it a couple times. I've really enjoyed it. If you're looking for something that's really cheap and really easy to wear and really easy to get a hold of, and you're looking for something that's gonna be a little bit different than all the other synthetic fragrances, that's pretty much the whole, premise of this top 10. Fragrances that are cheap but are slightly different. Anyway, guys, at number 6, Hollister's Wave. So I came up with this list and penciled in every fragrance I wanted to put on the list, and this one was definitely gonna be on there. And it's kind of cool that my buddy Cuba at the channel Cubano did a full review of just this fragrance about it being a great cheapie, and he was dead on the money. This is Bleu de Chanel on the cheap, on the low. This is a fragrance that is often overlooked. It is definitely underappreciated in my book, and I think it just works, and it does exactly what Bleu de Chanel does, but it lasts longer and it's far cheaper. The fragrance is from the house of Burberry, and the fragrance we're talking about at 5 is Mr. Burberry. This is gonna be essentially Bleu de Chanel at a much cheaper price. This is gonna be something that the guy who dresses really nice, maybe has like a leather case thing with the strap that goes across with the laptop and the briefcase in it. The briefcase, actually, this is gonna be something you can easily wear. This is something that I grabbed in a trade. It was thrown in, and I said, you know what, let me just check it out. It smells really, really reminiscent of what Bleu de Chanel does. I think it's closer to Bleu de Chanel than a lot of the other fragrances that Bleu de Chanel is compared to, such as Sauvage and Versace Dylan Blue. I know they all serve and solve the same problems, but I think that this one is literally really close with the peppery and musky notes that come in this one. So if you're tired of paying a premium for Chanel and you're tired of trying to find a bottle of Bleu de Chanel on the low, and you want something that's really, really close for 1/3 the price, if not less, easy guys, Mr. Burberry by Burberry. At number 4 is a fragrance that I reach for when I want to grab a cheapie, something I don't care about wasting, something maybe I don't have a special occasion, but I still want the same vibe as a Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver gives me. This is a fragrance that I definitely grab for that. It's something I'll wear to the office. This is a quintessential office scent, and it's really fresh and kind of fruity, and it's often overlooked. A lot of these are often overlooked, and I think that this one is an easy wear, and I think everybody should at least check it out. And for the price, I mean, you just can't go wrong. Enough rambling. At number 4, Lacoste Pour Homme. As you can see, guys, I've put a huge dent in this bottle. It's literally half full. It's actually a tester bottle. I don't know if you can see that. It says tester, and then right here it says demonstration. So, you know, full openness, you know, guys, I use tester bottles. Oh, this is just something that will literally just wear good on the skin, but will be great for an enclosed environment. This is not something that'll choke out a room. This is something you're gonna wanna wear if you're sitting in a cubicle, or if you're boarding an airplane full of people and you don't wanna choke them out with a Ventus, or whatever Erwin Creek calls it. Clearly you can see I've sprayed the crap out of it. It's easy to spray and spray and spray because it's not gonna be cloying, guys. You can literally layer and layer and layer this stuff on your skin. Sometimes 8 and 10 sprays. I know that sounds like a lot, but it kinda has a little bit of weakness in the longevity department, which all Lacoste do. But for the price you pay for this, like I said, clearly under $40, somewhere in the $30 range, this one, easy sauce. Coming in at number 4 from the House of Lacoste, Lacoste's Pour Homme. At number 3 is a criminally underrated fragrance from a place that is most famous for discontinued fragrances such as mahogany woods. The fragrance I'm about to talk about, I'll just get it out there. At number 3 is Bourbon from the House of Bath and Body Works. I cannot understand why this is not talked about more, and I don't understand why it's not worn more. I know I don't have the biggest dent in it, but clearly for having over 120, 130 bottles, that's a pretty sizable dent in a 3.4 ounce bottle. This right here has got an iris vibe, but it's not iris because iris is in a note present in this. This has got a lot of the same kind of vibes you're gonna get from the Dior Homme line, but this is more subdued. I think this would be perfect for a date night in the summertime. I think this can be worn by people of all ages. This is just classy, man, and this is just sexy. I don't think it has bourbon notes in it either. So the name's misleading, and the notes of iris you think you're smelling is also misleading because it's not actual iris. But what they pull off with this is really, really, really good for the price. You can usually wait till Bath & Body Works has one of their ridiculous sales and grab this for like 20, 25 bucks. But I think normal retail, which I thought it was on the bottom of the bottle, but apparently it's not. It's like $35. So this is something that is super cheap. You know, retail, grab it right and go. And one thing I think is really cool about Bath & Body Works is they offer the body washes, the body lotions, the hand soaps, the hand sanitizer. So theoretically, if you want to really increase the longevity of your fragrance, you can bathe in this stuff, spray this stuff on, moisturize with the lotion. You can do everything to where you literally make sure you really stand out and people can smell you. Anyway, guys, for my date night cheapie fragrance scent, coming in at number 3 is Bourbon from the House of Bath & Body Works. At number 2 is a classic fragrance from the early 90s. This is a fragrance that if you are in my age bracket, the 30s and the 40s, this is a fragrance that you knew. This is a fragrance you came to love. This is a fragrance that was worn by many people. This is just a great, great, great summertime scent. This is something that every bro wore back in the 90s, and just some good stuff. Coming in at number 2 from the house of Tommy Hilfiger, Tommy. To be honest, this is the only fragrance that I own from the house of Tommy, and I think it will stay as the only fragrance that I own from the house of Tommy. This one right here is so good, so fresh, so clean, so inviting, so easy to wear. It's kind of crazy because back in the day, Tommy was a brand that was really popular, and when it came to designers, you thought would have been one that would have had a lot of longevity as a brand. It's kind of diminished, and the majority of their fragrances go straight to being, you know, drugstore fragrances or bought at discounts. But when it comes to what this one did and when it comes to what this one is, this one was just really good, man. And at the time, it wasn't looked at that way, and it was looked at, man, you got Tommy Hilfiger cologne. So apparently, you know, you had some good taste. But anyway, nevertheless, so if you're looking for something with a nostalgic value, or if you're younger, something that can maybe bring you to understand what people wore back in the day but will still work in today's day and age, something that would definitely work with the ladies and the girls today will still like. Coming from the house of Tommy Hilfiger at number 2 is its namesake, Tommy. And number 1 is a fragrance that I have talked about ad nauseum. It is the very first fragrance that I ever reviewed on YouTube. I think the video has been taken down because it was so cringy, I just couldn't bear to keep it up. But this is my favorite fig fragrance that's under $40. This is super clean. This is something that just makes you feel just uplifted. This is something that reminds me of drinking a cool glass of lemonade after you've been working for a long time. This reminds me of, you know, running around outside for a whole day and then go and take that shower, and when that water first hits your body and you feel revitalized. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what this does for me, man. It's not exactly the same, but it's kind of gives you that same kind of evoking of a feeling. So enough rambling. At number 1 from the house of Banana Republic, number 78, Vintage Green. Vintage Green, guys. This is something that came from what was called the Icon collection of Banana Republic. This is fig and clean and just easy to wear. This is something that's going to be easy for you to pick up on the low, because usually you can find it in a local Banana Republic. They'll have those little sales where you can get like 50% off. So you can pick this up for like dirt, which is like less than $20 or something like that. I think the average retail price is somewhere around $40. So still at that price, it's really good. It's such a nice bottle. It's got clean lines. It kind of looks like the, I think it's either Dolce & Gabbana private line, where it's got the long glass bottles. That's what it kind of reminds me of. I just think that this is something that for the price is an easy buy. If you're looking for something that's cheap and you have an itch to buy something, but you don't want to be, you know, let down or disappointed where you have to pretty much put it on Facebook and try to get rid of it in a day, this is gonna be something that you're not gonna regret buying. This is gonna be something that you're gonna wanna wear, and this is gonna be something that everyone around you is gonna feel really invited by. This is gonna be something that's not gonna choke people out. It's not gonna make people feel like you're trying to be that guy who sprays 47 sprays of Acqua di Gio and thinks he's really cool and he's wearing a panty dropper fragrance. This is gonna work for you if you're just that guy who has confidence but also wants to feel clean and smell clean. Coming in at number 1 in my summertime cheapies list from the designer realm, Banana Republic's Vintage Green. Alright guys, that about does it for me. Those are 10 fragrances that I will be wearing this summer. These are fragrances you can pick up on the super low from websites such as Fragrance X, Fragrance Net, Max Aroma, the list goes on and on. Oh, and Fragrance Buy. Those are websites you can go to and find great deals. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with any of them, just telling you where I buy from, and you can do it too. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to stay tuned. I'll have other great fragrance videos coming up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this gave you some cool new fragrances to check out. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to, and if you don't want to, I completely understand. But if you do, go ahead and when you subscribe to the channel, go ahead and smash that notification bell. That way when my videos come out, you people will be the first to know. And while you're at it, leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know some fragrances that are on the cheap, on the low, that you think I should check out. I'm always looking for new ones. And also, if you see any of them that I talked about that you like, or ones you may be interested in talking about or interested in buying, go ahead and leave a comment below. And as always, and most important guys, I'll smell you later. Peace!